Today's video is by the civil rights lawyer. Motorcyclist gets choked at traffic stop. Cop pretends he OD'd. Let's get into it.
Get off the bike. Get off the bike.
We started to pull him off the bike. He started fighting, refusing to get off the bike.
Get on the ground. Give me your f***ing hand. Give me your hand behind your back. Give me your hand, motherfucker. Give me your hand, motherfucker.
And I started trying to pull his helmet up off of him because I was going to throw strikes to the face.
I'm going to choke you out. You hear me? Stop fighting.
And
he was going to take his helmet off to throw a strike to the face. I think that was unneeded. I mean, if he's not an active threat, why are you trying to throw punches to the face like he's not physically throwing punches at you?
Stuart Mast. He's just riding his motorcycle. He had committed no crimes. He got pulled over by deputies with the Ashe County Sheriff's Office, and within seconds, he would be dead.
If he committed no crimes, then what was the
homicide? By
reason for the stop?
Basically, he was suffocated to death. Did the officers involved violate his rights? Did they get in trouble? Did they get disciplined? Did they get charged? Well, this footage just came out. Let's take a look. Welcome back to the Civil Rights Lawyer channel, where the mission is very simple: to protect and defend your constitutional rights against government abuses, against government tyranny. The only thing I found that government is afraid of is negative public exposure. So if you want to join in that mission, subscribe, comment, share. This video comes to us from northwestern North Carolina, Ashe County, North Carolina. Best as I can tell, these two deputies were working late at night, like 1 o'clock in the morning. They recognized him to be Stuart Mast, whom they believed to be involved in drugs.
I watched Stuart Mast. I know he's been involved.
So y'all pulled him over
in
just
drug trafficking
because
stuff.
of who
He came
is.
in on 16 South on a motorcycle.
I don't believe they had witnessed him that night engaging in any criminal behavior. They did not have a warrant for his arrest. Probably they thought they could pull him over and possibly find drugs on him. Whatever. They initiate a traffic stop. He doesn't speed away from them, but doesn't immediately pull over.
Speed 66. Come out Lynch Culver. Come up on Frank Dillard.
Eventually, he does pull over though. One deputy goes ahead and pulls a gun on him right away while he's sitting on the motorcycle.
Get off the bike. Get off the bike.
He has a helmet on. He also has sort of an airbag vest on. In case he crashes his motorcycle, it would fill up with gas very quickly to protect him from the fall. That means the vest is actually connected to the bike. As he's attempting to disconnect himself from the bike, the officers violently grab him and throw him off the bike.
Pretty sure they don't know a lot about motorcycles and the vest.
Since his vest wasn't disconnected, that then ignites the gas vest. It expands.
Get on the ground. Give me your f***ing hand. Give me your hand behind your back. Give me your hand, motherfucker. Give me your hand, motherfucker.
While we get a sense of the demeanor and the level of aggression from the officers when they're cursing at Stuart and they're saying things to him, we don't hear Stuart say anything. In fact, quite the opposite. Listen closely, and I believe that you can hear Stuart literally suffocating as they're on top of him and cursing at him.
I got one. Give us the other hand. Give us the other hand.
Yeah, he can't breathe. Why is the video so blurry?
Johnny, get a cuff on this hand.
As I did in the last video, I will post separately the uncensored, uncut, raw footage that I can't post here. But if you look at it at this very moment, as we hear the muffled sounds coming from Stuart, it appears that the deputy has his arm around Stuart's neck, almost like he's choking him. But we don't have to take the video's word for it. Listen to what the deputy actually says.
I'm gonna choke you out, you hear me? Stop fighting! Give us your other hand! Dude, still not got it. You're making this harder than it needs to be. Okay.
think he's out. I think his helmet's choked him out.
And just like that, almost as if he was actually choking him, next thing you know, these cops feel zero resistance at all from Stuart Mast. They realize now they have a serious problem. The guy is completely unconscious. They call for EMS.
Start EMS.
Mm-mm.
Get this helmet.
Hey. 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 Hey, come on. Come on.
Undo his belly strap. Undo his belly strap.
They start to panic. Their response is, well, let's
Oh,
give him
shit.
Narcan. And that's what they did. They gave him 2 doses of Narcan as they're waiting on EMS to arrive. While his colleague is trying to revive Mr. Mast, the deputy then pulls out his cell phone and he calls presumably some
His
supervisor,
supervisor.
and he explains what happened and what was still happening.
Hello. Hey. I don't know yet, Joe, truthfully. I watched Stuart Mast coming in off 16 South. I know he's been involved in the drug trafficking stuff. He came in off 16 South on a motorcycle. He sat at the corner market for a while. Cody sat on one end, I sat on the other.
No traffic
He took
violation
off on the
stated.
bike.
Took off on the bike.
We chased him for a while. We chased him from the corner market to right here at Cox Road. Speeds were only like 55. Nothing crazy with his driving. He just refused to pull over. We got going down the hill past Cox Road. I did a rolling roadblock. I kind of got in front of him and slowed down. There was never any impact or collision. He finally just heated and pulled over.
Maybe he was trying to
Pull him
evade.
off the bike. He started fighting, refusing to get off the bike. He still had his helmet and his riding jacket on.
He said he had to get in front of
He
him.
moved both his
County
hands.
Glendale and Route 16 South. It's going to be just at Bower Lane, right before Sheets Bridge. Medic 5 just arrived on scene. Only
That gives them no right to do
whatever
what they did, but
I holstered my gun. We drug him off the bike, got on the ground, started fighting with him. His helmet was on, and during the course of the struggle, his helmet's got some road rash on it. I was pushing his helmet up to try and get it off, and then he kind of let out like a weird breath. It looks like he's deceased. I mean, they're still working him, but
His explanation after the fact at the scene isn't exactly what we saw and what we heard in the body cam footage. He makes it sound like he was just trying to get the guy's helmet off. Next thing you know, I don't know what happened. He was unconscious. And his colleagues reassure him that he did nothing wrong.
I was pushing his helmet up to try and get it off, and then he kind of let out like a weird breath. You don't think I could have?
No.
You don't think I could have heard him trying to get that mask
I
off?
really doubt it.
But you see something a little bit different than that story when you watch the footage.
I'm gonna choke you out. You hear me? Stop fighting! I think he's out. I think his helmet's choked him out.
Afterwards, the Ashe County Sheriff released a
How can the
written
helmet
statement.
choke him
The
out?
body cam footage was not
He
publicly
was wearing the helmet the
available.
whole
It
time.
was just released in the past couple of days. Remember, North Carolina is screwy about body cams. They generally don't release them without a court order. So local TV news takes the sheriff's department to court to get the footage. The sheriff of that county, Howell, opposed showing the public the footage. He did not want the public to see the footage. Perhaps the reason for that is because this was his statement back when this happened, both to the media and to the citizens. This is what it said. Mast was instructed by deputies to dismount the motorcycle and lie on the ground. Despite multiple verbal commands, Mast refused to comply, leading to a physical confrontation. After a short ground struggle, Mast was placed in handcuffs, where it was noticed he had become unconscious. Deputies began immediate life-saving measures, including the administration
It appears
of
he's
2
going off
doses
what the
of
deputies
Narcan,
told him
followed by
happened.
CPR, the use
wonder
of
if he
an
did watch
automatic
the video.
external defibrillator, and resumed CPR until paramedics arrived. And take a look at the last line here. 1 deputy sheriff was hospitalized and released, and 2 other deputy sheriffs had minor injuries. Wait a minute, what? Pretty much none of what the sheriff said there is corroborated by the body cam footage that he, of course,
Ain't no
did
way he
not
watched
want
the body cam
public to
footage.
see. Nothing about the deputies actually choking the guy. Nothing about the deputies actually threatening to choke the guy immediately before the guy stopped breathing.
I'm gonna choke you out, you hear me? Stop fighting! And he just stopped.
And we see absolutely nothing about any deputies being injured.
You don't think I could have?
No.
You don't think I could have hurt him trying to get that mask off?
I really doubt it.
That statement from back when this happened, September 13th, 2024, was entirely gaslighting. A sheriff can do that where he has no automatic obligation to release body cam footage. He's hiding it, and he's telling the public and the media that something else happened than actually happened. A cover-up, basically. And I guess it worked so far. The autopsy eventually came out, labeled the death homicide, the cause of death asphyxiation. I have the full autopsy report. I will post it at the blog, linked below. It says the cause of death is compression asphyxia of the torso and neck. Other contributory findings include methamphetamine intoxication and heart disease.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
I would have assumed that whether you're on meth or you're not on meth, if somebody cuts off your airway and that's your cause of death, whether or not you were on meth, you would still be dead. But hey, maybe I'm wrong.
True.
So they were waiting for that. And then what was the next step? They have a special prosecutor appointed who presents that report to a grand jury, presents their own self-serving testimony, including that report to a grand jury. And guess what happens? No charges against the officer. Additionally, the sheriff's department apparently confirmed to the TV news that none of the officers involved here were disciplined at all. I mean, not even for calling a citizen a motherfucker, much less threatening to choke somebody just before choking them to death. This really isn't an issue of, let's not second guess the split-second decisions that police officers are forced to make when somebody drives a motorcycle and leads the police on a pursuit and doesn't stop when he's supposed to stop and then doesn't get off the motorcycle when ordered to. The officers did not intend to execute this man, even assuming all of those things are true. It was clearly a mistake. It was their decision to automatically choose violence against somebody who had not been convicted of any crime, who had not been charged with any crime. They had no probable cause to believe that he had committed any serious crime. This was a traffic stop, even if they thought they knew who this guy was and that he was up to no good. Even if they knew that he had meth in his system, if he did. They can't even argue that it was reasonable to use deadly force against him. But the one deputy was intentionally choking him. I mean, that's what he threatened to do. That's what he did, in fact, do. He just didn't think it would kill the man. This is not a legal dispute. Nobody can disagree that deadly force was unjustified here. This is a factual dispute. Was this just an accident caused by the combination of the helmet he was wearing and the vest filling up with gas, and it was just a tragic accident? Or did the deputy do what he said he was going to do and choke him?
It was an accident.
And he just accidentally choked him
He
to
did
death.
too much.
That really is the issue here. But the bigger issue is the gaslighting by the sheriff, in my opinion, the cover-up, the fact that the public never would have known the truth, never would have discovered the truth, but for the fact that a lawsuit had to be filed to force this sheriff to tell the public the truth. How is it okay that there's no discipline at all, much less criminal charges? Let me know what you think in a comment. And if you share my mission to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States, then please subscribe both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com.
All right, y'all, that's the video. That was unbelievable. He said everything he was going to do, and he did it. Now he had to backtrack. I wonder where this is going to go.